Welcome back, everyone. We are in Cardiff for Red Dragon Champion of Champions 10-year anniversary. And of course, we've got Mr. Huw Ware. Huw, what an event this is, obviously. They're playing as we're filming this, but it is packed in the depot here.
My God, is this 10 years? Is this
10-year anniversary?
God, I remember the first one.
Funny enough, Dean Williams said exactly the same.
Did he really? Yeah. Yeah, no, I remember it very well. God, I didn't realise it was 10 years. God, that has gone quickly. It's great. It's great to see how much it's grown, how much significance it has in the calendar these days now. It's like the modern day news of the world, isn't it? So it's a great tournament. Yeah, look, you couldn't get a ticket for this. Like, there was guests, but it's sold out and it has come so far. But we almost outgrown the depot. Don't get me wrong, it's an amazing venue, but when we're selling out this, it's almost time to go, hang on a minute. Millennium Stadium next.
I will take it.
The Principality Stadium, so it's not called Millennium Stadium.
I still call it the Millennium as well, so you're
do
fine.
The Principality Stadium, maybe that's next, with big huge lights and music, walk-ons. That'd be great. Like you say, it's become a very big tournament in the calendar, and it's a testament to Red Dragon and Wim all their hard work. The calibre of players that play in it, the calibre of winners that we've had. I was actually talking to Ryan Searle the other day on the podcast, and he was saying that when he won this, it changed his career. I remember Gerwyn Price winning it. He went on. Johnny Clayton, he went on. So whoever wins it this year, we'll have to keep an eye on them for the future, that's for sure. Well,
Nick Kenny last year, and look what he did at Alexandra Palace in December. Yeah. So this is a springboard, and look, you have to be so sharp to win this. It is brutal, isn't it?
Oh, it is. Well, best of three is not easy, is it? You can come up against somebody who just has a good 5 minutes and that's it, you're out, It's cutthroat, it's brutal, you've got to be on right from the start to the finish. One bad leg and you're under all sorts of pressure. And like you say, you could blink and it's over and you're out. It's a real sort of leveller, isn't it, Even like sort of in terms of calibre, maybe there are some better players here than others, but best of three, it makes it a much more level playing field than if it was best of even something like best of 9 or best of 11 even. So yeah, it'd be great to have like a Pro Tour best of 3 one day, or something within the PDC calendar that's best of 3, just to see who would win. It would be something different. It'd be fun.
Well, you've kind of beat me to it. I was going to say that you referee the elite up on those big stages, playing best of 31 and so on. How much fun and how much would you like to stand there watching the elite sweat in a best of 3 competition?
Well, the Pro Tours, 128 players there, and any one of those 128 can win on their day, on any given day. So if we were to take that logic to make an event a best of 3, then we could get some really sort of interesting winners and interesting results. Just chaos, isn't it? We just like to see the chaos unfold.
We love to manifest chaos in us.
Absolutely, yeah, exactly. There's nothing better.
Yeah, look, that format, look, we have the UK Open where all 128 players are in there. Could we have a News of the World style tournament with all 128 in there, best of 3 all the way through, go and fight out amongst yourselves?
Yep, absolutely, yep. I think that would be great. We get it all on television, so I'm doing the PDC's job for them now. I tell you what, it's got nothing to do with me whatsoever. It's a lot of fun. Today is a lot of fun. Funny, I get the chance, because I used to referee for Glamorgan going back years, and I'm seeing people today who I've not seen for like the best part of 10 years. Or if I do see them, I see them once a year at this, And I sat down with everyone earlier on, and it was just like sort of being back in darts 10, 15 years ago. And I said, I love this. I love sort of like these sort of almost sort of throwbacky sort of events, which are different from the nature of the Pro Tour,
Yeah.
It's a great day. It's one of my favourite days of the year, this one, to be honest.
Tempted to qualify yourself?
No, well, I could try, but I'm not going to. I'd be out first round of the prelims,
I think you're doing yourself a bit of a disservice there. You used to be able to hold your own, shall we say. We looked at some stats.
I might have had a cheeky couple of Wales youth appearances.
I was going to say, we've seen it. There's some performances there.
Well, funny, that was actually one of the reasons why I decided to become a ref, because it was only a few months after that I was approached to become a referee for the Windmill World Masters for the first time. And I remember being in the room with all the Wales squad and all the other international people like Max Hopp were there, and Josh Payne and Jeffrey Deswan, and lots of people were there who have gone on to do like great things in darts. And you looked at them and you thought, well, they're going to go on. But I wasn't necessarily one of those players. So when they asked me to referee, I thought, well, I've probably done the best that I can now as a player. So I'll give the playing a stop and I'll start the refereeing. Because if I said no to the refereeing at that point and I tried carrying on to be a player, they would have found somebody else and they wouldn't have come back to ask me again if I wanted to ref. That was a once in a lifetime moment. You know, they wouldn't have come back again. I mean, if I said no, I probably still would have been trying to play, sort of having gotten nowhere. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a ceiling to my abilities. It's very kind of you, Phil, but there's a ceiling to my abilities, unfortunately.
Talking on the refereeing thing, you're now, what, 2 years into being a full-time PDC professional when you stepped up from the fifth official, as it's been dubbed. How are you finding life in this role now? Have you adapted it all? Because I remember we spoke here a year ago and you were like, still getting used to little bits here and there. Are you fully in it now?
Yes, I am. Yes. Oh, no, I feel fully settled. I feel fully integrated and all these things. It is just very busy. And you haven't got time to sort of stand still and think about these things, to be honest. It's a great job, and I wouldn't swap it for the world, you know, when all is said and done. Things are going very well. I've had a great year. I've had some wonderful opportunities this year, some that are still to come, actually, but I've just come back from the Falkland Islands, which was the most amazing, life-changing experience, actually, and I can't wait to have the opportunity to tell everybody about it, because I'm still waiting on some bits and pieces.
Of course, yeah.
But once those bits and pieces come through, then I'll be able to tell the world exactly what we did and what we went through down there. And so that was just the most amazing trip that I could have ever had. I'm doing some stuff with Macmillan Cancer Care in the second half of this year, which we filmed some videos together, and I was talking to them yesterday. We're going to be releasing those very shortly. I'm going to be doing the challenge as well. Myself, we're just waiting on a date, but all that's going to be announced on my social media coming up. But I mean, my own website now, my own blog, my own podcast. 12 months ago, that was never even like, I never would have thought that was possible just 12 months ago, let alone 2 years or 3 years ago. This year has changed my life completely. And a lot of it pretty much down to refereeing that second half of the World Final between Littler and Van Gerwen, really.
Yeah, I was going to say, what was it like to referee that iconic moment? Because we've got one of the best players the world has ever seen against this generational talent. And when they went head-to-head, what was it like refereeing that?
Oh, it was great. Well, to be honest with you, it was a bit of a blur, if I'm honest with you. I remember my Lakeside debut was a blur. My television debut was a blur. My PDC debut was the same. Now the World Final, all of them like complete. I can't really remember much from the game at all. But like, looking back on it, to be the voice of Luke Littler's first world title, yeah, that's a lovely thing. And I also felt, dare I say, that my life sort of changed. You know, I ended up sort of being in the press and in the media for a good sort of 10 days afterwards as well, which was something that I just wasn't expecting. But it was amazing. You know, we talk about opportunities that I've had this year. I was invited on to Saturday Live, which is the Radio 4 topical breakfast programme on Radio 4, very popular programme. And I was on there next to Jackie Kay, who's like the esteemed Scottish Poet Laureate, who was lovely. And the Knight of the Realm, Sir Peter, who founded the Yorkshire Sculpture Park. And then there's me, you know, and I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, you know, like, what am I doing here? It was amazing to sort of be part of that company. So my life changed. It was just the most wonderful match to referee, to be the voice of Luke Littler's first World Championship win. And I feel like so many of the opportunities that I've had this year, like I say, 12 months ago, I could never have dreamed of. I'm very, very lucky. Extremely lucky to be like in this moment right now. I feel very privileged. Speaking
of change, it's going to be all change in the refereeing world in the PDC. George Noble, I wasn't surprised. I think we all knew it was coming. It was just when he was going to announce it. Obviously, George, up there, one of the best officials we've ever had in darts, is going to call it a day after this year's World Championship. Sad time for the sport that we're saying goodbye to another one of the refereeing legends.
Yes, absolutely. George, I don't think I've ever told him this, George was kind of an inspiration to me as a referee. He was always somebody that I looked at and thought, well, how do you referee? And I looked at George for everything, for the way his voice, obviously, but the way he handled the stage, everything. You know, he was somebody who I really sort of looked at, especially when I was younger. And even today, I mean, I know he doesn't referee as much anymore, but when he's on the stage, I still think, you've still got it. You know, he's still just as good now as what he was 15, 20 years ago to me. So it's very sad news that he's retiring. And yeah, he's been what a wonderful career, you know, both 100%. Within the BDO and the PDC. As you say, one of the finest officials the game has ever seen and will ever see. And it's been a privilege of mine. You know, we talk about how he was a bit of a sort of a refereeing inspiration to me. to share in the same roster as him over these last few years has been a privilege, and to be there for his last World Championships as well. Yeah, and of course, yeah, he's been a fantastic referee, great servant to the game. Still active, of course. You know, he's still going to be around, of course, and yeah, it's a sad day. It'll be a sad day when he calls it a day at the Worlds for sure.
There seems like a real changing in referee terms. We say this in players, the changing of the guard, but in the last few years we've seen Paul Hinks, Russ Bray, and now George all go. The iconic figures that we've known coming in with this new guard. Obviously, Kirk's been there a while and so on, but this wave of you new guys coming in, it seems like a changing in the refereeing terms as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there has been a big change, hasn't there, over the last few years? And yeah, it is what it is, I suppose. I mean, it's. Yeah, well, I mean, all I can say is that I'm very lucky, really, that I feel lucky to be a part of it. Kirk, as you say now, that there's myself. I mean, I'm almost kind of like one of the more experienced ones now.
Yeah,
you know, I mean,
you and Kirk are the ones that are
right,
the two figureheads.
Yeah, in terms of experience, it's sort of me and Kirk, and now Charlie, of course, and Charlie will step up more. I must say, I don't know who they're going to have to replace George, but whoever, and then they'll have a few years, and they'll be sort of up there as well. So yeah, there has been a big changing of the guards. I just hope that I can live up to all the ones that have come before me, you know, because if I could have half the career that Russ has had, that George has had, then I'd be a happy man, you know. So hopefully we can do that.
Yeah, look, and before we let you go, the podcast.
Yes.
Obviously, what you're doing, you can see the smiling. I remember when you did Series 1, I'd never seen you so stressed in all my life.
I've been stressed during Season 2 as well, don't worry about that. Oh, God.
How have you taken to life doing that? Because, again, that's putting yourself out there, one, in a good way, but you're also putting yourself out there in a bad way, because people will always say horrible things, and whether it's good content or bad content, people are always going to go, oh, this is shit, or whatever. How have you found both sides of it?
I must say, people have actually been genuinely really, really lovely. So many people have got in touch with me personally. The comments on YouTube, I mean, we know what YouTube can be like. It can be a cesspit sometimes, can't it? But if you look at the comments on all the videos that we've done, they're all like really supportive, really lovely, how much they're enjoying it. So I can't thank everybody enough that they've enjoyed the content that we've done. It is a lot of work because I take it on the road with me. So anyone who's watched the videos can see we're in different hotel rooms at the World Match Play or at the World Cup or European tours even. So it's a lot of luggage. I'm kind of a bit of a one-man band as far as all that's concerned. So I'm the one who's like sort of setting it up, making sure the equipment's right, making sure I've got everything, lugging it around on planes, whatever. But there's no way that I could get the calibre of guests that I'm getting if I wasn't bringing the podcast to them. There's no way I could ask all of these players to take a day out of their very busy schedules when they're at home to come all the way down to Cardiff and spend like an hour with me, then to drive all the way back. Hopefully that could happen one day when we're big enough, whatever. Hopefully that will be the case. But at the moment it's not. So I need to take the podcast on the road with them, and sometimes I felt like it's kind of like taken over from my refereeing, which is not good, because refereeing is my main job. That's what I'm actually there to do. So far it's been okay, but yeah, it's a lot of work, but I'm just so pleased that so many people have genuinely been enjoying it, and everyone's been super lovely, really supportive, and yeah, like I say, I'm just really pleased that everybody is enjoying it, and hopefully there'll be more for Series 3, whenever that may be. I don't have a date yet, but hopefully it'll be. Hopefully this year is what I'm hoping. Hopefully this year.
Well, super stuff, man. Thanks for joining us as always.
Thanks, Phil. Cheers, mate. Thank you.
To change your